Hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to take a basic chord progression like this and turn it into something infused with jazzed harmony. Sounds a little bit something like this. The thing is, we only need one chord shape to do it. Click the link to get the free PDF off of my website to help you follow along with this lesson. Now let's look at that one magical chord shape. It's going to be 2, 4, 3, 5. And if I ask you what this chord is, you should say, I don't know, because we have no musical context. We don't know what this grouping of notes is. Now, jazz guitarist Jim Hall would do a fun exercise with his students. He would take one chord and say, figure out what that chord would be, that grouping of notes over top of any of the 12 roots. And we could do that in the key of F. Instead of thinking 12 notes, we think 7 notes, because we're going to apply this to a tune in the key of F. So this could be an F major 9 with an added 6th, a G minor 6-9, an A minor 11, a B flat major 7 with a 6, a sharp 11, it could be a C13 or a C6-9. None of these names matter because we don't have musical context. The point is, the reason this chord is so beautiful is because of its ambiguity. And we're going to use this in 2 places in the key of F before we put it over top of the song Polka Dots and Moonbeams. We're going to use it here and go to the 2nd fret, and we're going to slide it up to the 5th fret as well. This could now be an F major 9 with a sus4, a G minor 11th, a B flat 6-9, a C7 sus4. We don't know, but it has potential to be a lot of different colorful sounds in here. So now let's see how we can take this shape and move individual voices within it to create new colorful sounds. Let's put down this chord on the 2nd fret and see how we can move individual voices to say different sounds. Now within a key, we really have 2 basic sounds. We have our home sound, we're in the key of F. We have things that say F. And then we have our dominant sound, things that say, I want to come back to F. I'm adding tension to the sound. It's our 5 chord, a C7th. So we want to find those dominant sounds within here. And a great way to find a dominant sound on the instrument is think about our tritone interval. And let me show you what I mean, because it's so visually easy to see on the instrument. If we have this shape down, we take our first finger and we slide it up 1 fret. Do you see that shape that we've now created between the G string and the C string? This difference of 1 fret, that's what a tritone interval looks like. If we just play those 2 strings by themselves, it wants to go somewhere. In fact, it wants to come back to F, because now we've made this chord into a C9th chord or an E minor 7 flat 5. It depends on the context that we're in. This could even be a minor 6 chord depending how we use it. But the key is, because we've moved our first finger up, we've now created tension within the chord. Now let's put that first finger back down, and we can create that same interval between the E string and the A string. So if we slide our pinky back, we now have this A7th chord. We've created tension that wants to go somewhere different. Maybe it wants to go to a D, or maybe it wants to go to a D minor, which would be really helpful for us in the key of F because it's our 6th chord. So the first thing we want to look at with this shape is, how do we make it into a dominant quality, and what does that give us? Here, this gives us this C7th or E minor 7 flat 5 sound. If we move our first finger up, if we move the pinky back, we get this A7th sort of sound. Let's go back to our initial shape, slide it up to the 5th fret, 5, 7, 6, 8, and this is going to give us different sounds. So if we move this first one up, we get an E flat 9th chord. And that could be a fun voicing if we use it as a tritone sub. We're not going to use that one today, but just know that it's there for you. But if we slide our pinky back, suddenly it becomes C7 sus4 to C7, resolving to F. So that's our actual dominant chord, and that's going to get us somewhere. So we want to look for those tritone intervals, those spacings between 1 fret on either sets of strings here, because that's going to provide tension in our chord. So now we can take our ambiguous shape and slide up our first finger, or we can slide back our pinky, and we're going to find one of those dominant sounds within the key. And it can be used for a lot of different things, but the goal is, we are not worried about the name. It's going to give us tension. It's going to move us throughout the key. Now the same thing, because this is ambiguous, it doesn't always sound like a nice happy major sound. If we move 1 voice in here, we can change that though. If we take our ring finger and put it up here, now we have a nice F 6-9 chord with the major 7. Either of these really works. Over an F, if we slide up to the 5th fret, this one's really useful because if we play this right now over an F, we think of it as a major chord. We think of this as an F major with a suspended 4th. This suspension wants to resolve. This B flat is that sound in the key of F that wants to go somewhere. It wants to resolve back home. It wants to resolve down to the A on the 5th fret. So if we just slide that ring finger back, we get this nice sound of an F add 9 chord. Now the good thing about this is we can use all these major sounds that we just found. We can also use them as minor sounds. Minor and major are friends with each other. And you can think about that if you just strum this open. This is a C6 or an A minor 7th chord, depending on what the root is. So the things that we just found on F are also nice D minor sounds. Now we can also take the tension a little bit further. If we go back to this, if we slide our pinky back and our first finger up, what do we get? We get a diminished 7th chord. This is a very versatile voicing that we can use to get us lots of different places within harmony. So know that when we're here, this diminished sound is available to us and it's part of our dominant sound and coming on back. Now we have a couple other sounds within here that we can find by moving a few other notes. So if we go back to the 5th fret ambiguous chord, 5, 7, 6, 8, and we make it into a major sound, so we move the middle finger back, just moving one voice. We can also move the pinky back, and we get an A minor 7th chord, or an F major 9 chord, or a D minor 11th chord, depending what's happening. But what we need to know is this is a nice stable sound. Unstable sound, stable sound, but moving us throughout the key. So we want to take this shape and play with the individual voices in there and not worry about the name of the notes. That's not what this is about. It's about listening for the sounds contained within those shapes. Now you'll note that the way that I've set this up is your fingers stay on the same strings all the time. And that's really the fun exercise here, is it can become both a harmony exercise and a finger independence exercise at once. Now we're going to arrange the entire A section of Polka Dots and Moonbeams using these 2 chords and moving the inner voices without ever lifting our fingers off of the instrument. If you're not familiar with Polka Dots and Moonbeams, I'll link to my lesson here on the basic harmony of it. You need to know the basic harmony before you start playing more advanced chords over top of it, because if we're not hearing that, none of these chords have context. So we're going to start on F major chord. Our first progression is F, D minor, G minor 7th, C 7th, 1, 6, 2, 5 in the key of F, but we're going to find these sounds from our nice chords here. And I'm going to start my 5th fret ambiguous chord. I'm going to turn it into a nice major sound. Move that middle finger down, find an F add 9. And then I'm going to slide my pinky down here, and that's going to give me a D minor 11th sort of sound. So we get this little beginning that goes nice, simple one. And then we're going to just slide down to this G minor 7th here. Now this is part of our second ambiguous chord, the one that's on the 2nd fret here. Hello, Charlie. And then we're going to move up. We need a C7th sound. Let's go to that C7 sus4 that's right here. Up top, and then resolve that into a C7th chord. So watch this progression. We get a country dance was being held in a garden. We get these nice colorful sounds. We're not just playing F major, D minor, G minor 7th, C7th. We're playing the color tones above. Let's try that together. 2, 3, 4. A country dance was being held in a garden. Now I'm here, and one of my goals in this exercise is I don't want to move a whole lot. I want to keep things close if I can. So I'm going to look for an F major sound that's close to this C7th that I'm already playing. And I'm going to find that by moving my middle finger down, right? We're thinking resolve the B flat down to an A. And now we have an F major 9th sound. And then we go, okay, I need a D minor sound. Where can I find that? I could come down here for it maybe, but if I just scoop my pinky up, I get this D minor 11 sound, right? So F major 9, what we might think of as a C6 or an A minor 7, would function now as an F major 9, scoot the pinky up, and then again, we're looking for things that are close. I want a G minor sound. Well, I'm just gonna add back in that B flat. That sound of tension, move my middle finger up, G minor 11th. And then we're gonna come down to G minor 7th, because I wanna start moving here. Our chord progression here goes F, D minor, G minor, and really A 7th with a passing E minor 7 flat 5. So I'm going to get to that sound. So I'm going to play my F major 9, D minor 11, bring the middle finger up, G minor 7th, and then my E minor 7 flat 5 is right here. Again, I'm just moving an F to an E to an A7 flat 9. There's my diminished chord shape. So now let's listen to this second chord progression we have here with F major 9, D minor 11, move the middle finger up. We're going to come back to that D minor 11 sound. And we're going to go diminished, right? Just sliding all the voices up, but leaving the pinky here. This is still a piece of our puzzle that we've been working on. Move your G, C, and E strings back. And now we have a B flat minor 6. You may say, Chris, this isn't from my ambiguous chord. Yes, it is. 5, 7, 6, 8. Slide up the first finger. There's that dominant sound, right? We called it E flat 9 before, but it's also a B flat minor 6. A sound of tension within the key. Don't get hung up on the names of the chords. Focus on the moving voices. So if we start back on that F major 9, we have that diminished chord in this. We have D minor 11th, diminished, B flat minor 6. Let's play that one more time from the F major 9. 3, 4. I felt a bump and heard an oh, beg your pardon, when suddenly I saw. And hear how that gets us just where we need to be within there. Now we're going to go up to a chord voicing we didn't talk about. Step outside of our range, but it's just our ambiguous voicing. Up on the 7th fret. Up here it becomes F6-9. Obviously we can use this further up the fingerboard too, but then we get a lot more options. Our goal of our exercise is to keep it simple. We get F6-9, and then we just come down, F add 9, that A minor 7th. You're just moving one voice at a time, creating this nice moving harmony. G minor 7th. And then we're going to complete that. C sus4. We're going to come back up to this sound here. We just played as an F6-9. Call it an F13 now. We're going to pretend someone's playing that B flat. C13. That B flat underneath of us. So this final bit, we get polka dots and moonbeams all around a nose dream. And then we get a nice little turnaround. So we get A minor 7th, right? This is coming from our second chord anchored on the 5th fret. We want a D minor sound, scoot the pinky up. We want to add an F to it. We want a G minor sound, scoot the middle finger up, and then come on down to your C 9th chord, right? So we get the ending little turnaround that sounds like this. Right back up. So our whole tune sounds like this. We take it from our basic harmony of ba-do-do-do-da, da-da-dee, da-da-da-da. It's our basic harmony. Nice and simple. And then we add in our more advanced harmony. Sounds like this on F9. Still the same chords. We're just adding a little bit of spice to it, that's all. Note that my fingers never lift up. bringing us back home. I hope y'all are enjoying this lesson. If you want to dive deeper into Polka Dots and Moonbeams, join me over on the Tin Man's Magic Ukulele Club, where we're studying this song in a series of 7 lessons. Don't worry about memorizing chord shapes or the names of the chords here. Focus on moving individual voices within our one chord and how they change the flavor of that chord and turn it into something new. They give it a major quality, a minor quality. It's darker, it's lighter, it wants to go somewhere. Because harmony isn't about a million chord shapes on the fingerboard. Harmony is about creating new sounds. I'll see you all soon.